Hey guys, this is Dan from Magic Pachinko Restorations with another short video on a vintage pachinko machine. I take my glasses off. I only need them when I see up close. MagicPachinkoRestorations.com is the place to go for a lot of information on pachinkos. A lot of links there to my YouTube channel, that sort of stuff. If you're looking for the feet, balls, those sort of things, I sell all that stuff, so it's all available on the website. So today we're going to feature I believe this is a 1972 Nishijin Model A. This is a single shot with the little door right here, and that should be this rod. I hate these rods. They don't like to go up and down like they should. There we go. Okay. So this is where the player would put a ball in. Right now there's actually a little chrome piece there that won't allow you to put a ball in. That's because the machine is empty. Okay. So this machine was in pretty rough shape when we got it. The playfield dryness, I believe, had gotten to it rather than moisture, but the plastic coating on the playfield had just kind of disintegrated. This is a picture of the original playfield that was on the machine. So it made it kind of tough to use it as a template when I had to put all the nails back in and so on. But different playfield than the original. This is what the customer chose. Also, the center attraction on this machine was actually quite rusty, and we ended up swapping it out for a different center attraction. Actually, I like this one better than the original. It's a little more colorful. This has an overflow option on it, and I'll explain that in a minute. And the window down here where you can actually see the jackpot chamber loaded with balls and then tip when the player actually gets a prize. With these single shots, all the winning balls will just come out the lower tray. Now this is aluminum. These get pretty grungy looking, but with a wire wheel, you can clean them up real well. The back piece on this right here was actually broken, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4 places that it attaches to the machine, so it ended up attaching back really well to the machine, so you don't even know it's broken. Once I got it cleaned up, I went back and masked all of this and taped it off, masked it, and then I repainted the white that was in here. And then once the white's been repainted, you go back in gently with a wire wheel and just hit the characters and scrub the paint off the characters, so it makes a really nice looking trim piece. So on the back, these are pretty much just typical of what you would see with a Model A. These are recyclers, but in this area it's a little bit different. There's an extra piece here that works off of a little lever out front. And again, I'll explain that when we have the machine loaded up. One thing you might notice down here is a box. I print these with my 3D printer. This is the Model A's don't need a catch box. This is not a catch box. This is actually an overflow box. I'm sorry, not an overflow, a ball dump box. So when you get ready to dump the balls, you just push down on this. It releases the fingers that are in the track here and lets the balls come out and dump into this box. So that's what this little box is for. So I print these. If you have a Model A, these are $25 shipped to you. If I restore a Model A for you and you would like one of the boxes, that's just an extra $20. Obviously, I don't charge for shipping. So that goes right in there. So now we're going to load this up. And when you load a Model A like this, you need to make sure that these two brass pieces are squeezed together. So that's the dump position. That's the position you want to be in so the balls don't dump. So here's the jackpot chamber in here. And when it's open, this allows the fingers that are stopping the balls to let the balls go free. When it's closed, it puts the fingers down and the balls will stop. So let me throw some balls in up top. And they'll come all the way down into the jackpot chamber and they'll stop. Okay, so the ball out light is on. There's not enough balls in the machine yet. So when a Model A is properly set up, the balls will drop down through the tube here into the center replenishing tray. Once the replenishment tray has enough balls in it, it will lift up on this rod and keep the balls from coming down in. As this gets depleted, then this would allow more balls to drop down into the replenishment tray. So once you've got it set up, you keep this tray filled. This tray will fill itself. And again, this is the dump tray. The only other thing you want to make sure of is that this is your seesaw right here. When it's tipped forward, it should turn the jackpot light on. And when it's tipped back, it'll turn the jackpot light off. You want to make sure it's tipped back before you start to play the machine. Okay? So this machine, I just realized I forgot my Lazy Susan. Okay, so this machine is a single shot. And now with enough balls in it, that little cover lifts up out of the way, and you can insert a ball that goes down onto the track, and then you just let her go. Now, this particular machine is a tough one. If I had my choice in a pachinko parlor, I wouldn't play this machine. This is a tough machine to win on. I'd go find a machine that was a little bit easier to win on. Now, the reason that I say that is because it's all pay pockets. It only has one tulip, and that tulip is here, and it's actually designed to drop a ball down and open. When it's open, it's a little easier to get in, but you've got all pay pockets here, and that makes it tough. And I've worked on this for quite a while, trying to get it so that it was more playable to the customer rather than the parlor, but I can't seem to make it any better than it is. And as you see, I'm not winning. Get in there. Ah, so close. Now, one thing you notice here is the balls are not going back in like they should. The reason that it's doing that is that this is tipped forward just a little bit in its natural setting. When you get any machine that I restore, when you get it home, you want to make sure it's tipped back just a little bit. And if you have to, you can just put a little bit of cork spacers or something and get it to tip back just a little bit, and then these balls will drain the way they're supposed to. So if I can't get a win here, we're going to have to open the front door and cheat. And it doesn't look like I'm going to get a win. At least not legally. All right, so we're going to cheat it. And over here is the release in the front door. So when you do get a ball in up here, okay, so there's the win. This dumps, the balls come out here. If a ball goes in here, it'll open the tulip, and now you've got a better shot at actually getting a win. Now, I told you I'd explain this part. I don't know how they did it. I can't do it, but evidently the Japanese could launch balls fast enough where potentially you would get two balls going down towards the seesaw at the same time. So I'll put two balls in here. Now the first one gives us a win, and if we can come in and take a look right in here, the second ball goes up into a holding area in here, and this will actually take, I believe, 3 or 4 balls. So that's 2, 3, and then I think if a fourth one goes in, it will end up dropping down through here and coming back onto the launch ramp for the player. This is just spring-loaded, by the way. It's held in by the glass front. So now you have 3 balls in here. Now that noise was the upper hopper letting more balls into the middle hopper. Okay, so you've got some balls in here, and some of the machines actually you had a reed switch in there, a leaf switch, and it would turn a light on letting you know there were balls in there, but this one doesn't have that. So when you would cash out as a player, you simply push down on this lever, and it takes one of the balls and drops it in front of the seesaw again and lets it pay out. And then we've got one more. So that's the way that mechanism works. So this is your 1972, 1973 Nishijin Model A. Hope you like it.